Hello and welcome to Photoshop 101. So in this tutorial, we're just going to go over some of the basics for Photoshop. If you're brand new to Photoshop, you've never used it before, then this is going to be a general overview on how to open new documents, create new documents, and we're going to take a quick look at the interface so you can get an idea of where everything is located within Photoshop. So when you first open up Photoshop for the first time, you're going to get a screen like this, but you're not going to have any images because you haven't worked on any files yet. So when you start opening up files and you quit Photoshop and you come back, it's going to show you a list of files that you've recently worked on, which is an easy way to go back to an existing project that you're working on so you can continue working on it. You can also come over here and click on this button to open up a specific file, or you can create a new document from here. So within this new dialog window here, you can create a name for your document, and then you're going to type in the width and the height of that document, either in pixels, inches, or another measurement of your choice. You also need to type in the resolution. 300 is going to be for print if you're sending a file out to be printed, or if it's going to be a file for online use, you want to set it to a resolution of 72. Then to get started, we're just going to click OK, and that's going to create the new document for you. And this part of the interface holds our document. We have a tab up here with the name that we gave it. I didn't give it a name, I just left it untitled. And we can also remove that tab when working with multiple documents. We can also bring this back, and you're going to see that little blue outline there, and that's going to allow you to attach that tab back to the interface so it's locked in. Up here at the top, we have a section that will change based on the tool that you select, and it basically gives you different options based on the tool that you've selected. So these are tool options. Over here to the left, we have a menu here of different tools that we can access through this toolbar, or you can come up to the menus up here to select them. And my preferred method for actually selecting tools is through keyboard shortcuts. So as we go throughout this course, I'm going to name that particular keyboard shortcut for that tool that we need to access so you can get into the habit of using them, because it is much faster to grab your tools and options via keyboard shortcuts versus coming over here or to the menu. So for example, if we wanted to create a new document, we can come up to File, and we have New right here, and then right next to it we can see the keyboard shortcut, which is Command or Control, and that's all going to depend on if you are on a Mac or a PC. If you are on a Mac, you're going to select your Command key. If you're on a PC, you're going to select your Control key, plus you're going to press the letter N. So throughout the course, I will provide both commands for PC and Mac, and I will say it like this: Command or Control and the letter N. And then you're going to see a little animation down here that's going to list that keyboard shortcut for Mac and PC users. So it's just a visual reminder to let you know that a keyboard shortcut was being used in case you didn't hear what I was saying, because sometimes I go a little bit too fast and I talk really fast. And that's because we're working on more advanced type projects, and at that point we've probably used that keyboard shortcut 100 times, so I will tend to say it a little bit faster at that point. So that's why I like to have that little animation down here, just to help you so you can see exactly which keyboard shortcuts that I use. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we went over the tool options. We have our tools over here. Now the other thing I want to mention about our tools is there's additional tools within the tools. So what do I mean by that? Well, if we take a look at the tools here, we can see a little arrow in the bottom right of the icons. So this icon right here, this is our brush tool. And depending on your preference settings, you may have your tip tools activated. So as you can see right there, we have a little menu. It says brush tool and then a B by it. That's the keyboard shortcut. So if you want to grab your brushes, press the letter B, and that's the keyboard shortcut. But within that tool, if we click on this little arrow or just anywhere and hold down your left mouse key, you're going to see a pop-out window with additional tools inside of it. So any tool that has that arrow has additional tools within it, and these are just additional tools to help you achieve what you want to achieve based on that tool, because all the tools give you different options for achieving what you're trying to achieve. Some tools will work better than others, so it just takes time to know which tools you're going to need for that specific project. So practice, practice, practice is going to help you understand what the different tools do, how to use them, and in time you'll learn and know which tool will be best for that particular job. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm not going to sit here and say in 4 hours or 8 hours or even in a year or 4 years or whatever the case may be. It takes time to learn all these different tools. Photoshop is a complex program with tons of tools, and all those tools will work differently on different images and different types of projects. So it just takes time to go through them all and learn exactly what they do. Now, the other thing about the toolbar, we do have an option down here. We have two colored boxes here. This is our foreground and our background. So we can set our colors that we want to paint with by clicking on that box, and then we can use our color picker to select the color that we want. Now, I do have some other panels here as well. Yours may not be set up in this area because I've customized my interface. So your extra panels, when you add them, may actually be over here on the left by default. So I have my actions panel here and my history panel, and I can add additional panels by coming up to Window and then selecting the tool or the feature that I want from here. So if I select paragraph, I'll get a new paragraph panel here, and then I can add that to this side of the panel, or I can click and drag it over here to the left, which is my preferred method of using them. So that's entirely up to you. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little graphic right here in dark gray. If we click on that, we can click and drag that out to create a floating panel. Or just like we did with our tab document, I can bring it over here to the left, and once I see that blue line, I can release, and then it's going to lock those panels into that place. Now, each one of these panels are going to have different options based on that particular panel that you're working on. So we can see here we have a character panel. So this will be a panel that we will use to select our text tool options, but we can also select some of those options from up here in the tool options as well. And then our layers panel, which is your main panel that you're always going to be using because layers are an integral part of Photoshop. And we're going to learn more about Photoshop layers in the next lesson. But we do have other options for our layers down here. And again, we'll talk more about these in the next lesson. So that's the basic overview of Photoshop, how to open, create new documents, customize your interface, and where certain tools are located, and how to add additional panels. All right, so that's it. In the next lesson, we're going to go ahead and take a look at Photoshop layers.